So I've
I
been
would
looking
agree
at
with
this
that.
T-shirt the whole time. What is
Mine?
this? All I see is hip.
Dog. Hip hop. Oh, let me hold on. 90s hip hop.
So I can't believe that you're wearing that. So today I was lucky enough. This never happens. My wife and the kids came down the shore last night, so I slept in my
Yeah.
my king bed
You had
by
the house to
myself,
yourself last night,
by
right?
myself with both dogs.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
That's awesome.
It was like an ocean, Mass. It was like an ocean. There was nobody who could touch me, no matter how sprawled out they got. Everything was fine. All right. So I'm driving down the shore today, and I'm happy as hell. Nobody's in the car. You know. Next thing you
Banging
know,
that gangster shit.
I'm like, because I went through the whole Nas greatest hits playlist.
Dog.
I always wondered in my life why people always said, you know what, Nas is top two, Nas is top three. Because in my life, I always thought, you know what, I don't know that he is. As I've gotten older and actually listened to the lyrics, listen to the delivery, listen to the things he talks about, he's very into like social issues, right? You don't
Yeah.
realize that. But he's also still into the street.
Yeah. He has a great mix of both.
He knows how to articulate both genres, so to speak, right? And he meshes them,
Yeah.
right? I'll tell you what, I don't know that Nas isn't the best lyricist
He's
that there
definitely
ever.
top three. You know, like even Jay. I mean, everybody gives him his props. Who's the best MCs? Biggie, Jay Z, and Nas.
Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas.
It's funny that you bring up Nas because "If I Ruled the World" was the first hip hop song I ever heard in my life.
Well, you said that before. That's what made you love hip hop.
Yeah, "If I Ruled the World," and especially in the video when he's got the little bit of affirmative action in the beginning and then he snaps his fingers and it changes. But I had to go back and listen to Wu and Rakim and everything that came before. But he's still. Dog, he put out 3 albums last year.
Well,
He's still
think about
super active.
think about affirmative action. Like, dude, that
Yeah.
was what, 94, right? 95, 94,
Yeah.
95. He's like, sit back, relax, catch your contact, sip your cardiac. Nobody else
Let's
was
all get
doing
this
that
money
at
through
that
this
time.
laundromat. Yeah.
Like, nobody else was
Yeah.
doing that. And nobody else was also, I think at that time, the Firm, because that's the Firm. That's not even Nas. Affirmative
No,
action is the Firm.
no, affirmative action.
No, Foxy Brown's on it.
It's a song from It Was Written that, and because those 4 individuals were on it, that turned into the Firm.
Okay.
So I was just getting ready to say, it's a great connection. I was just getting ready to say that Nas was one of the first East Coast guys to really embrace Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre has songs on It Was Written, and I believe some other albums as well. But there's a song where Nas raps as if he's a gun, and that's over a Dre beat.
Correction. I Gave You Power is the Gun song. That's not actually a Dre beat. 3 songs later, Nas Is Coming. That's the Dre record. It's the song right before Affirmative Action. I apologize. It was 30 years ago.
And then, so it was the people on Affirmative Action and Dre on that record. That's what came together to make the Firm album. Dre did all the beats on the Firm. Phone Tap,
Really?
all that stuff. Yeah.
Phone Tap. I forgot about that.
Phone Tap is unbelievable.
So who's on
Yeah.
Phone Tap from the Firm?
Phone Tap is just AZ and Nas, but it's got a Dre beat. Yo, this Esco, who this? You know what I mean? What's the deal?
Yes.
He just
Now,
touched
what
grounds
happened to
down in
them?
Philly.
That's so crazy. What happened to AZ?
AZ is still, so Foxy had an accident and went deaf for a while, and then when she came back, her voice was different, and it just wasn't the same. But
Here's the thing, though. It's harder for female rappers, right? Like, let's be frank. I hate to say it. Usually you're selling sex, right? You're rapping about sex. And
Yeah.
unless you're just, who was the
Well-
one female artist I respected more than anyone, and I don't even know if she's alive right now, was Rod Digger.
I think she's still alive. Yeah.
Like,
Rod Digger
she was a lyricist.
from the Flipmode Squad. Yeah.
Yes, and
Digger,
I think,
Digger,
I
first
think
name Rashid.
she was in 8 Mile. She was the girl at the lunch truck scene, I think.
I don't know about all that.
I'm pretty sure she was.
He was Exhibit was there. He was making fun of a gay guy.
No. Yeah, but remember there was a girl. She's like, she comes in. It's the girl, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll let homegirl finish you off."
Oh, yeah, maybe. Okay, maybe.
I think that's
maybe.
Rod
Yeah,
Digger.
yeah.
I think it is.
She's dope.
But she was never rapping about, like, she was rapping to rap. You know what I mean? Like, she talked about her upbringing, her life. Like, Lil Kim, hey, listen, if she was a great lyricist,
Watch
the
yourself.
way the way she transitioned, all of the sex stuff, she was the pioneer, right?
Kim
She was an entertainer.
has bars though. She has bars though.
Yeah, but let me ask you this: do we know if she was writing her own stuff?
Well, I think she was writing. I definitely. So let's be honest. Biggie wrote all of Little Caesar's stuff. I think he wrote majority of Kim's stuff. But after he died, he couldn't do that anymore. She still put out crazy records after he died.
Yeah, but did
And
somebody else come in? And again, Mass, it's all about if you're a record company, right? You find a star who has appeal, correct?
yeah,
Right, like somebody who's good on stage, somebody who's
Drake doesn't write his own stuff.
no, somebody who's going to be crazy and do the crazy sex stuff,
Yeah,
right?
the bathing suit with the lollipop. That's an iconic
Correct.
picture.
If
Yeah.
if she already has a good flow, if she has a good delivery, but doesn't know how to write, your whole job then is to find a writer for her.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
I mean, Jay wrote for Bleak, Big wrote for C's. It happens all the time. But I would like to think, and I did believe that Kim wrote her own stuff after Big Pass. But it's funny that we started talking about female rappers. So I'm reading here, Billboard on the 7th, there were 8 people who made this article, 5 men and 3 women from Billboard put together the top 25 female rappers of all time. Number 25 is Tierra Whack. I don't even know who that is. 24 is Doechii. I get that. I mean, she's dope, but she's brand new. 23 Gangsta Boo. 22 Lady of Rage. 21 Glorilla. She's
22
also
Lady of Rage.
yeah.
So I
Well,
know
Afro
she
Puffs was an
I know.
iconic record, dog.
Well, that's what I mean. I know she only had the one jam, but when you think about
Now she had a
female,
couple more.
yeah, but nothing that went even
Hold
a
on.
single. Probably not
She
another
was-
gold single, right?
She was to Snoop what Kim was to Big.
I don't know about that.
Bottom
Cuss.
line.
I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
about that, cuss. I
Number
don't know.
20. Number
We're gonna-
20. She
we're-
wasn't as good.
She
And she wasn't around as long.
She
She
wasn't.
just had a song with Dog Pound. She's still making music.
Wait,
Kim was
wait.
better.
Let's go back. You're telling me Daz and Corrupt are still rapping?
Snoop bought back Death Row.
I knew that.
They
And
just
here's the
dropped
best
an
part.
album.
Did you hear what he
Dog
did?
Pound just dropped. Dog Pound just dropped an.
Did you hear what Snoop did with that? I'm not meaning to cut you off. Like where all the royalties go to the friggin' artist.
Yeah,
That's why
it's
he
awesome.
did it.
Yeah,
He,
God
like,
bless him.
I don't
That's a great
know.
move.
I don't know that there's a better. I loved him when I was 10 years old because he was this rapper and the shit he talked
World
about.
statesman. I don't
But
know what
his-
you would call him. Yeah, a
I don't-
gentleman.
Yes, he's a gentleman.
Yeah.
There's not one person who's ever come across him. I don't care who
likes
you
him,
are, your
yeah.
views, whatever. They all love him.
Yeah.
And that's
It's so hard to believe, 30 years ago he was wanted for murder, and now look at him. You know what I mean? He's got cereal and cartoons, but
and
that's the story. That's what you want, right?
yes, and the things he
Yeah.
talks about too, where he left death row, obviously, like he was in the throes of death row, and when you're just leaving prison and Suge Knight has your back and nobody else does, why wouldn't you be there? Like I understand completely.
Now,
But then he goes to No Limit, and he tells these stories about how Master P
changed his life.
yes, was like,
Yeah.
what do you mean you're not getting money? Like, what do you want to be on this
Own
track?
your
And
masters, yeah.
he said he was broke. He's like, yeah, I said 15, and I'm thinking 1,500, and Master P's like 15,000. No, you deserve 35. And Snoop was like, what are you talking about? And that's when he was like, listen, we're going to get you a house in your name. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Like, you're the artist. Like, I
Snoop
deserve
used the words.
yeah.
Master P
And that's
saved my
what
life.
Master P figured out. He figured out he was the businessman. And if he has 20 artists who are successful and he's making 4% off of all of them, but they're making the other 96, everybody's happy, right?
Yeah, it's
They
still a
don't feel
win-win.
like they're taken advantage of. And that's one of the things in life today. Like, we don't realize that most things that happen to us are win-win situations.
Yeah.
So I'm in sales. All right. I always, once I get to that win-win, I close the deal because people remember that. Even if somebody decides to close with me, but they leave that deal and go, you know what? I feel like I got fucked. I know I closed it, but I'm never going back. How
Yeah.
is that beneficial?
That's bad. Yeah.
We need to get to a place where everybody views it that way. Let's
'Cause the
have a
whole
win on both
time,
sides,
yeah.
right?
The whole time they're regretting it. They're never going to do it again. It just makes the rest of that engagement horrible. You know what I mean? So hold
Because
on.
it's
Let's
easy.
go through this. Let's go through this list real quick. Let's just
Oh, the
wrap this
girls,
up.
God.
20 Moni Love, 19 Lotto, 18 Remy Ma, 17 Rhapsody, 16 Doja Cat, 15 Megan Thee Stallion, 14 Left Eye, 13 Trina, 12 The Brat, 11 Cardi B, 10 Foxy Brown, 9 Eve, 8 Roxanne Shante, 7 Salt and Pepper Together, 6 MC Light, 5 Queen Latifah, 4 Little Kim, 3 Lauryn Hill, 2 Missy Elliott, and 1 Nicki Minaj. I agree with number 1. Nicki.
So Eve needs to be way up there.
Yeah.
Eve shouldn't be 9. And I'm not
No,
saying
I
that because
agree
we're
with
from
that.
Philly. Like, Eve is one of the best female lyricists ever, and she wrote her own shit. And
I think Eve should be up there. I think Kim should be a little high, but I agree with Nicki at number 1. Nicki was on Monster with Jay and Kanye and put the both of them to shame.
No, Nicki,
you know what I mean?
She is sick. Now,
Nicki
what about
is
Megan Thee
phenomenal.
Stallion, though?
She's great. She was number 15. She's great, but like, she's brand new relative to like Queen Latifah. You know what I mean?
She's also that Southern. She's from Houston, I think. So
yeah,
she's that like Southern style of rap. You know?
I get it. Like, you have to put Queen Latifah on the list, but Queen Latifah was not to female rap what Rakim was to male rap. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.